Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you're new to this channel, or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they're live, and there's also a PayPal link in the info box below the video once it's rendered. But most importantly, if you would like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the shape of the Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel. So please share the show. And one last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. Now we are joined by Chocolate Saying, The Plain Truth, Ranty Flat Earth, Arwin, and Sleeping Warrior. Good to have you all.
Yo, yo.
G'day.
Good afternoon.
You.
Good evening and good night. Should we rattle our way through housekeeping, gentlemen?
Yeah, go on.
Any signs of curvature?
Nope.
Nope.
Not on the Earth.
Any signs of axial rotation of the Earth-based variety just for you, Ranty?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
Negative.
Signs of gas
Stationary.
pressure without a container?
Nope.
Never.
Nada.
Never ever beyond a person's flawed
Ever.
imagination.
Any scientific evidence of gravity? Hey, Jose.
Hey, no scientific evidence of gravity.
Good to have you.
Any evidence of curvature? You missed it.
No evidence of curvature, no.
Oh,
We will come back to you on that score, though, Jose. So, any evidence of a self-perpetuating molten iron core at the centre of a presupposed spherical Earth?
Well, at the presupposed spherical Earth, yeah, sure. But, like, when you take out the presuppositions, then no.
Anybody else? Molten iron core? Anybody?
Nope.
Negative.
it's the same as when they say, show us that ice wall. Well, okay, if you want to see the ice wall, I want to see the molten iron core proof. So come on, where is it?
No, you got it wrong. You have to say, shows the edge. Shows the edge.
Well, what about if I limit the presupposition slightly and just say, what about the presupposition of the R value? Any evidence of Earth radius? Just an answer, not a chuckle. Any evidence of the R value?
No.
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 I saw a ship go over the horizon once. Then the camera zoomed in and I saw it again.
You know, real quick, I just want to say something. It's kind of funny to me that they make fun of us because they think some people believe in an ice wall, but we've seen pictures of something that kind of looks like an ice wall. I don't know if that's what it is, but it kind of does look like it. But I've never seen a picture of core.
What?
Precisely.
I've seen plenty of pictures of that.
Oh,
Well,
the
cartoons. No, not pictures.
the
Amy,
core.
come on.
No, the ice wall.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we've seen pictures of something that looks like an ice wall, but we've never seen anything that looks like a core. We've only seen cartoons of a core.
Yeah, I've seen very beautifully painted Earth.
Oh yeah, beautiful paintings and works of art, but no images. But I've seen images of something that looks like an ice wall. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
I've seen images that look like ice walls, but I've never seen anything other than an 8-mile deep hole in the middle of Russia with a cap on it, and then someone tells us that's the deepest hole in the world. Well, let's just accept that it probably is the deepest hole in the world, but that's about as far as you've got, 8 miles. So how can you prove anything above that?
exactly. And then they make fun of us for the ice wall thing. But
Yeah.
where the hell is the fucking core? Sorry, but like, where is it?
Yeah, it's a
Who
valid-
measured it?
I was wondering, that tunnel, if it was really 8 miles deep in a straight line without obstructions, I wonder, like, if you could, how far you could see in that tunnel downwards. if you had lamps
down there.
over it, so there's light everywhere. I just wonder how far you could see in that thing before the air pressure starts to cause enough diffraction that it's just obscured. The line of sight is obscured. It is 8 miles after all.
I have another housekeeping question, Nath.
Oh, okay. I was just about to do the blessing, but go ahead.
Has anybody seen Miles Davis?
His face?
Miles,
Yeah.
Proof of Miles Davis.
Well, I've seen what he looks
the
like.
liar, Davis?
Is he alive?
Ryan Davis. I thought he'd gone.
Well, if anyone's found proof that he's still around, I mean, I know we did a video a couple of days ago, maybe even yesterday. I don't know now. A couple of days ago.
Another video where he misrepresents the facts and then claims that it's a ball earth proof of yours.
God, you know this guy well, don't you? But yeah, if anyone's seen him, ask him to come to my channel and watch the video where I rip him a new one. And if he doesn't, then he's always welcome to join the panel where I can rip him a new one on the panel.
Miles Davis doesn't do anything honest. I don't think you'll ever see him. He's not known as Miles the Liar Davis for no good reason.
He's probably
Right,
back under his rock.
I think that pretty much concludes our housekeeping. Radius Dominus, Spiritus Sanctus, Arwin. Go in peace, in R we trust.
Arwin.
Have you guys seen the new video that is flowing around about the moon landings? It's supposed found from the 66 to the 70s.
Yeah, it seems fake.
Where they like show the hoax happening and all that good stuff.
It seems fake though. It seems
Wait,
too.
what?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it looks sketchy. I mean, it actually does look very similar to the videos we've seen of the actual, in quotes, moon landings.
It's from, isn't it from Capricorn 1? Haven't they just hacked up a load of stuff from Capricorn 1?
It just seems like a gift that's like the dying to say, yeah, come on, accept it, then we can laugh at you. That's
No, it's a blatant bear trap. So it's designed for people to say, look, the moon landing's fake. And them to turn around and say, no, it's snipped out of Capricorn 1. So obviously it's real. The moon landing's really happened because it's not fake. It's from Capricorn 1. You've just been deceived. So it's there to get egg on the faces of anybody who accepts it. But in my opinion, I would spin it a different way, which is to say it's about as fake as the real moon landings, which is to say that the whole lot's fake. There's no difference between the stuff that's been filmed on a set for Capricorn 1 and the stuff that's filmed on a set for the moon landings.
That's my take on it. Exactly, it's a hoax versus a hoax. You know, just a production versus another production.
Exactly.
Can I direct the conversation back to Miles Davis for just a minute? Because without his hit piece on me a couple of days ago, which has now been thoroughly debunked, it gave me the impetus to go back through that day's video photography, in which case I've absolutely found some more smashing flat earth proof if you want to display me in a minute, Nathan.
Yeah, ready whenever you are.
I'll just hide that. And where are we? There's the video. So here's the video. Let me know. Am I displaying now?
Yeah.
Okay, so we all know these are the buildings in Barrow. Okay, but as I follow the horizon down the right-hand side, we come to this area here. Mute that because it's annoying me. I'll go back a bit and just show you again. As we come across these buildings from here, we'll see the sand dunes carry on. So there's a constant line of sand dunes all the way. I mean, if I pause it, for whatever reason, it's going all fuzzy now. But we do see a constant sand dune on the horizon. And when I pause it here in a minute, we see this object on the horizon, which is on a hill. Now, I'd seen that when I went to Barrow myself. I'd actually seen it. And it took me about 2 hours to find out a video that I could show you guys, which is over here. And this gentleman, again, has a drone, and I was able to find the exact same object that we were looking at. So I'm just going to play a little portion of that now. And here it is by the side of the water. And it's like this tower that sits on top of this, I would say, let's say 30-foot hill. And I'm going to say that perhaps the tower itself is maybe 30 feet tall as well. So we're going to say probably about 60 feet to the top of it. And that's just a rough guess, but I don't think I'm being over or under with that. I think that's probably a fairly accurate guess. Well, the thing is, I've been able to identify this. Here we have the caravan site over here. We have some houses and we have this field, and there's a track that runs through. So obviously it's the split off between the field, and we have this tower sat here, and I can show you this on Google Earth. So let me just find that on Google Earth. So here's where I took the image from, DSCN 5819. It was a video. The distance to it is 14.96 miles. And
Hi,
as
Crichton,
we are looking
can you
at,
hear us? Kyron, rather. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Good to have
hello.
you.
So here would be my line of sight to the buildings of Barrow, where my cursor is now. And then when I panned over to the left, what we were actually seeing was these sand dunes here all the way going across. And this tower is actually here. So this is where the tower is. This is where that house was. There's the field, the dividing. And if I go to the right-hand side, we should see the caravan site, which is here. So we have a direct line of sight, 14.96 miles away. And I have an image ready to show you as a comparison. Where are we? If I show you Tower 1. So here we go. This is the comparison. So here's from the drone. This is from the drone on the right-hand side. This is what I captured from the beach of an elevation of around about 7.5, 8 feet or so above sea level. And as you can see, the entirety of this tower is visible. You can also see the sand dune that it's sat upon, which is here. And by virtue of measuring, if we gave this an arbitrary 30 foot in elevation and the hill an arbitrary 30 foot in elevation, if we look at the scale to the actual hill, we're going to say that that is almost an identical match in height to the hill that it's sitting upon. So the tower is there to here. The hill is down to the horizon. And when we're looking across that, in my opinion, I don't know whether you agree or not, but it looks like we're pretty much seeing ground to ground. The fact that we saw the entire sandbanks all the way through, sand dunes all the way through, and then we got this, leaves me in no doubt that we're seeing, if we gave them an arbitrary, let's say we're seeing down to 10 feet, would that be a fair assumption if we said we're seeing down to 10 feet? Probably not, but I'll do that on a curve calcs anyway, and I'll give myself the distance, which is 14.96 miles, an elevation of, well, let's just for argument's sake, say 15 feet above sea level off the beach. Hidden should be 70 feet, apparently, 70 feet. Well, that's already higher than what we already gave these here for. But I think the best thing to compare it to is this image here, where we're clearly seeing the same height of the tower down to the horizon. And as you can see from the drone footage, that horizon line is literally down at the water. I'll just play it one last time, just go back a tad and just show you that one last time. If I go back a fraction, you can see the water's here. Let's go back to where it comes in here. So there's the water, there's the hill. If I pause it where I'm going to say roughly we're level with that tower's base, which is about here. Okay, and then we can roughly say that the same height of that is the same height of this. So let's say down to 10 feet in elevation above sea level, at a distance of nearly 15 miles.
Awesome, Ranty. Absolutely awesome.
No problem.
Do you have a cold, Nathan?
It's on its way out, so almost no, but yes.
Been a while, huh?
Yeah, about 3 weeks.
When he was saying goodbye to the show like 2 days ago, he was dying. It's like, I'm gonna kill myself now. That's hilarious. You looked awful and you sounded the worst.
Yeah, man. Determination there. Still ran the show.
You're a soldier, man.
Yeah, man. Battle hardened.
Do it.
We got Mike. Who's Mike? Hey, Mike. Hello.
Hello, Mike. Mike with no image. Hello.
He's presenting. Kick him. Kick him.
Bye-bye.
He's probably trying to.
Hello.
Hi, Chimbo.
Hello.
What the?
Oh.
Can I add something real quick on Ranty's photo of that windmill tower or whatever?
Sure.
And that sand? Whoops, sorry. Okay. In that photo, it looks much larger than it does when you'd say be close up to it, like it's being magnified, basically. It looks like to me, anyway.
Well, I mean, you know, it is also very near to the horizon line, so that's...
Okay, my point is that one of the reasons it looks magnified, and I think, you know, in general, if I see it that way, I think other people see it looks a bit bigger than it is in the Google image, and it seems larger, right? Like some of the buildings from a long distance seem to be magnified. What I'm saying is that, like in yesterday's talks, the term diffusion came up, the diffusion of light. Photo flashes have diffusers. Photographers use them all the time to scatter the light and get a better, more even coverage. Diffusion is a very important property and a very important term and glossary add-on to the discussion of what we see towards the horizon and with our vision. The diffusion of light hitting these tiny beads of water, really, it can act in many different ways, and one of them is to amplify or magnify what we're seeing. It can blur it in certain occasions, it varies. But this property of diffusion is very big and really needs to be put on the table and looked at least once.
Well,
and you know, either be discarded as an important element. I think it's as important of angle of view as all of the other phenomena of the eye and our vision. I think it should be at least looked at seriously once.
Well, I have looked at this today. I've sort of preempted you on that. Nathan, if you want to display me again, if that's all right.
This is the viewing angle.
This is down to the viewing angle, yes. So on the same day, I took a series of different videos and still images as well. But for this purpose, I've only taken the images off the actual video. This was from the DSCN 5819, which was the video that we've just seen.
Oh, looks like we've lost the half the panel. Has Ranty just been sniped?
Hey, man.
Hey guys, can I ask a question?
Who's sniping?
Crisscross came in.
Managed to get Ranty out. Well, it's literally about to do a presentation, and we have lost.
Well, in the meantime, hello, Caroline.
Sorry, guys.
Hey,
I'm gonna have to open a new Hangout because literally half the panel's gone. So
it happens.
The audience literally
Part of the job.
Gone. So I'll stick the links out in Skype and such, and then publish it publicly once I've got a bit of a panel going. So unfortunately, it's going to go to the photos, and it's going to be my impression of Isa Mahulski. Welcome to the show. Nah, still not well enough. Not quite. Next time, maybe next time. Should be the work of but a moment. Well, I hope you were all enjoying the show until this minor interruption. Will it work? Will it work? Yes, we're in. Okay, so I'll stick the link out on Skype. Hopefully we'll get a few guests back in. My apologies for the minor interruption to the audience. For staying with us in the meantime. Good 200 people watching. Thank you to all who shared the show. we'll get back to Ranty's angular size, or angle of incident, I should say. Incidence, if I could say it without stumbling over my cold. We'll get back to that demonstration as soon as we get Ranty back in. Okay, so you've had the link published to you if you are on Skype. Find if you're listening, P Miles, send me a message on Skype, because you're so far down the list I can't find you, but if you do, I'll just stick you a link on Skype so we can get you in before I publish the link. Send me a message on Skype and I'll just respond to it. Hey, Jose.
Yeah. Hey.
Hola.
So how they want it shut down, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was about to do a really good demonstration, actually. Can you just get straight back into it, Ranty? Just get straight on screen sharing, so that the flow hopefully isn't broken too badly.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I was still carrying on. I didn't even realise I'd been sniped.
Well, all you've done so far is literally showed the first image. So if you go back a few images, because you've brought in yeah, I'll take it off. There you go. If you can start from there. Hey, Chocolate.
Sure. Yeah. Sure. So okay, 5819. So it's from a slightly higher elevation, and I'm actually seeing the chimneys very visibly to the side of this lighthouse, Walney Lighthouse. So the other chimney would be right where my cursor is, and we can't see it. So we're seeing two of the three chimneys. If I go to the next image, which was from a video, DSCN 5820, again, you can see the two chimneys. 5821, you can see the two chimneys. 5825, now this is where it gets a little bit interesting, because I've lowered my elevation even more. We can see the chimney just here, or I can see it on my screen anyway, and I can see the chimney here. But obviously, to my original eye when I first saw this, I thought that looks a bit compressed. And then obviously this is DSCN 5826, again, where we are seeing the chimney here. And throughout the video, you see the chimney popping up on this side, and then it'll disappear, and then the chimney on that side will pop up. It's like it's really on the verge of what we can see over that sand dune that's in the foreground. But the interesting part is this. So when I've compared the two, 5819 versus 5825, this part of the image, I've just enhanced it by doing some contrast and darkness to bring out some of the stuff, including, if we look over here, we've definitely got the chimney there on this one. You can definitely see the chimney to the side of it. And obviously in the big image, you can definitely see the chimney to the side of this. So it is definitely the chimneys we're looking at. But if we look at the width, right, this is the important part. So the green part starts here of this building, and the right-hand side of the lighthouse is here. But look at the difference in height. Look how just below in elevation by about 3 feet has compressed all the lower stuff. It literally has compressed it into the, like with the boat, exactly the same as the boat. If we look on this side here, we've got, out of that very narrow angle, we've got the top part of the lighthouse, which is here. And that top part of the lighthouse there is consistent with the top part of the lighthouse here. So it's holding its angular size. The size is staying the same, essentially, but everything beneath this, in this zone and under, is now being compressed. So this green building is now half the size. The rest of the chimney stack is half. The lighthouse is half the size, but we're still seeing the same stuff, because we're still seeing the chimney. So we're still seeing everything the same, but it's just being squished down.
Sorry to interrupt, Ranty. Is this same distance but different days?
Same distance, same day, within 15 minutes of filming. Wow. Yeah, this was from DSCN 5819 and DSCN 5825. So same day, like I say, within 15 minutes of each other. The actual same distance, everything, same weather conditions, nothing changed. The only thing that changed was my elevation. Now, you've seen me do this with the boats, how I've been able to show that with the boats. But this isn't just a still image, this is a full video. In the video that's 5825, you can see intermittent flickering between the chimneys. So even though the chimney isn't too, you can't really see it too well in this image, it does show up in the video. It flickers and then it goes away. We're really on the crest of that sand dune that's in the foreground. So that's why we're not getting a very nice image of the house. But yeah, I mean, look at the compression by lowering my elevation.
What, like 20-foot difference height?
3 feet difference.
Wow,
8 feet,
incredible.
8 feet down to 5. So by lowering my elevation by just 3 feet, this is the difference that it's given, you know, the compression. So even though it's only a 3-foot drop, the actual angle at that distance has decreased so much that it's now gone into that compression zone. The same with the boats. So anything exponentially different. If you was on a house, if you sit in a house that was 100 foot high, at some point you could see as far as you can possibly see, but there will be a limit to the angle, and maybe 20 miles away or 30 miles away, but that angle will still happen. That you will still get to that angle, and this is what will happen to not just buildings but boats. You know, and people have said, well, how come you never see these happening on buildings and stuff? Well, thanks, Miles Davis. Thank you very much, because it was Miles Davis that made me go back and look at this day's video. I only released 1 video on this day, so I believe. Might have been 2. But I only released, there's lots of stuff on it, and I never actually spent a lot of time analysing it. But thanks to him making me go back and do this, it's now given us more ammunition to say, well, it's not just boats that actually get compressed on the horizon. We can now evidence the clear compression of these buildings.
And the reason is obvious. As you lower in elevation, you narrow the viewing angle, and it can only compress it. That's the only net result of narrowing your viewing angle. You're going to get compression. And the reason it stays the same on the x-axis, on the horizontal, is because the angle doesn't change. It doesn't matter how high you go. You're never going to change your left to right viewing angle. It's always going to remain the same. Hence, you get the same width of it in every shot. But the height of it is going to compress as you narrow the angle that you're viewing it from. So the other interesting thing, which you did mention it to me, so I'm not going to take any credit for saying this, but as you look at the images, obviously the higher part of the lighthouse is going to yield a wider viewing angle because it's higher. So you get less compression at the top of the lighthouse than you do at the bottom. And the same applies to the sand dune. The sand dune itself is so close to completely flat in terms of what you're looking at that you've got almost no viewing angle to it whatsoever. So it's going to compress it to shit. Obviously, you've got no viewing angle to it. You need a viewing angle to get it decent in terms of its representation. And in terms of the top of the lighthouse, you've got a much wider angle because you're looking up at it across the flat plane.
Exactly. So, yeah, thanks, Miles. You made me go back. You made me revisit this, do a little bit of work. It's taken me essentially just probably 5 or 6 hours of work to find the drone footage for the tower that's on the top of the hill at 15 miles away. And it took me probably a couple of hours to put this together, which was comparing the actual compression at different heights with these buildings. So with your excellent debunking of me, sarcasm, I now went back and we've now got this evidence that we can show over and over, not just with the boats, but with the buildings. So this is what you get.
And then you can imagine when the water is really hot and the evaporation is going on, in the higher observations, you're just going to see probably the tip of that lighthouse. You're not going to see the bottom because it's going to be blocked by that haziness. And then if you go really low, it's going to be more compressed. You're not going to see nothing because of that evaporation. It's just blocking the whole thing. It's not behind a curve. It's behind the crap of the water that is evaporating and stuff, you know?
So yeah, that's part 2 of what I've been working on today. So thanks for allowing me to show it, Nath.
Good demo, really good demo. One thing I would like you to do though, can you play?
Yep.
Can you play the video?
Which one?
This whatever this came from originally, just so you said, you can see the chimneys a little bit in the video. Oh, you've already got it queued up.
Well, yeah, there's this one here.
I mean, it's only what, 6 minutes long, right?
Yeah, this one's only 6 minutes long.
Just play it from the beginning. Just leave it to play in the background.
Oh no, it's not. Sorry, it's not 6 minutes long. It's 2.5 minutes long.
Yeah, if you just leave it to play in its entirety, I'll put it on nice and big.
Can I just do a mic check real quick? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you're good. I'll turn you up a little bit, but yeah, you're good.
All right. Hello, Caroline.
My name's Nathan, but yeah, good to have you. Don't call me Caroline. Wonder where Anthony disappeared to. He's been sniped, of course, but he hasn't rejoined.
Who's that?
Anthony.
Oh, he's probably playing his game. He probably doesn't even realise he's been sniped.
Oh, right.
So yes, we are seeing the lighthouse there with 2 chimney stacks, and in front of that is a massive sand dune, which I think I've proved recently. Cheers, Miles. But yeah, you can actually see the compression, because my 1 foot observation, if you remember, Nathan, we saw more of that building, and now you can actually see the compression. When I'm looking at it now, I can actually see how they've actually got away with conning us for so many years. And this is the important part. Comes off the hill. We're now going to see complete sand dune. And when it goes across, you'll see there's a complete sand dune all the way across to the spire. You know, the wooden spire on that hill. And this is with the P900. I get my P1000 tomorrow.
Woohoo! Oh, how'd you know that?
Because I've got an email telling me that I'm going to have it tomorrow, so I'm going to take the day off and wait for it. But yeah, there's the sand dune all the way across. Sand dune going all the way across. There's the end of Barrow in Furnace, the far left hand side, and that's where we saw the spire all the way across. Sand dune going all the way across.
Hello, Sleeping Warrior and Arwin.
Hello.
Sorry, I was working on lunch.
Fair enough.
So yeah, this is video 5819. I can probably skip through to that one that I've just been comparing, if you like. Which one's this? Let me just pause it and see. 5825, so now it's the next one. So let's scan through. No. 5825 be here then. There we go. So this is from the slightly lower, about 3 feet further down. And we obviously have the buildings of Barrow again. And now we'll come to there we go. This is the shot. This is where you can see the compression of the actual tower. And you'll see, if I play it, you'll actually see both of the chimney stacks. You'll have a chimney stack here and a chimney stack here, and they'll intermittently be showing. They'll keep flashing up. Oh. That wasn't very good. That's probably why I didn't release this video. There we go. You can actually see them flashing up and down there.
I've got it. I'm monitoring it on my iPad, and it's just
there we go.
Enough to make it out.
Flashy, flash, flash. Yeah, yes. It was literally on the cusp. I mean, it wasn't focusing very well either, as well, which was a bit of a bummer. But again, this is my own research again, and thanks, Miles, for letting me do it.
Miles the Liar Davis, what a moron you are.
See what happens when he forces me to go back and go over stuff, and
yeah, it makes him look like a silly Burke.
But it also gives me a ton of extra ammunition.
Travis, your mic's really screwed.
So, in one of my videos, I got a comment from Philip. I don't know what his last name is. Weinberg? He's the science guy.
We're waiting for him to come back to us with how we can model refraction on a sphere, and that's
yeah,
like 4 months.
Exactly. So he said, "Oh, I took a little time and I took a screen cap of your videos and I modeled it with the refraction mirroring that is taking place with the conditions you had, and you can see a comparison in here for a sphere Earth and a flat Earth." And I mean, if that's exactly by the book, it does conform to the sphere model. But how are you gonna model refraction when it's so many factors to take in. I mean, I just cannot change my mind because a model tells me it conforms to the image. You know, it's just not right.
What he has to do to make it conform to a sphere is he has to make light bend, and light doesn't bend. According to Fermat's principle on the trajectory of light, it's essentially straight with basically zero refraction. It doesn't refract the way he needs it to bend it round a curve. And even if it did bend the way he needs it to bend it round a curve, he's got to show that there's a curve for it to bend around, because light doesn't bend around curves. So unless you've got a curve, then you can't have refraction. And even if you did have refraction, you've got to show that it bends around it. So
yeah, I mean, I can believe that. I mean, well, to be fair, you can make a light beam change its direction by
not in the atmosphere.
Shining it. Yeah, no, but shining it through a prism. So let's just be clear about this. Or if you get a magnifying glass, or you can anything, right? You can make the light beam change its direction, but I am still yet to see anybody provide evidence of not just one change in direction. It would need thousands of changes of direction to go around this curve, and then everything to be uniform and then lifted up. All those light beams being lifted up beyond the curvature of the Earth, like looming to show you a building in the distance that shouldn't be there, right?
Utter garbage.
It is utter garbage. You can make a light beam change, a single light beam change. It's that's fact. But the amount of changes it would need to do to go through around the curvature of the Earth over a distance of 30 miles, let's say, how many changes of direction? How many beams of light would be going over that same body of water, and different temperature gradients, different winds, everything? You can think, well, not necessarily winds, but all kinds of different stuff that would be in the way. It's ridiculous to think that everything will be uniformly lifted up, and that everything we see is a hologram. It's ridiculous.
What I was gonna get to it, I really want to thank him. Philip. He's a really smart guy. He's very skilled on modeling stuff, and he did a great job. And I thank him for taking time to look at my observations and stuff. But one image on a model, is really not enough. We'll keep looking. And I thank you. And yeah, keep giving me more information, and we'll look to it. Thank you, Philip.
From what I've heard about refraction is that, there is real refraction, but it's so slight without different mediums to pass through that it is literally insignificant.
Yeah,
it's
exactly the problem. I mean, Southern Israelite had reds on this, and Southern Israelite won the point, but doesn't necessarily realize he won the point because their argument relies on
yellow.
Oh, great. Have we been sniped yet again?
No.
Wonderful. Who's this asshole? Well, second time's a charm. Looks like we have to do yet another hangout. Wonderful, wonderful. You'd snipe me a bit more when my singing voice is back. Okay, let's try that again. Hey, Ranty.
Hello, hello. I wonder what could be triggering them, Nathan. What do you think that could be?
Who cares? It's not like it's a massive problem. What, 2-3 minutes work at the most?
I think it could be something to do
with the Earth being flat. Yeah, I think you're right.
with the observably flat nature of our world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Someone needs to turn. Who's that?
Sorry, I was echoing. Yeah,
hey, Owen.
So where's the rest?
Yeah, it could be something to do with the fact that we've been doing crushing flat Earth proofs today, crushing them.
Opening up old wounds, bringing back that Isle of Man footage.
Who's got? Is it you, Nathan? Have you got yours open?
My what open? My what open?
Oh, it's me.
Yeah, you're asking why you've got feedback, and it's because you're listening to the Hangout.
Yeah. What an idiot.
Wow, 250 people watching though, watching me start new Hangouts repeatedly.
250 people watching me make a complete idiot of myself.
Not at all. Easily done. You need to know what's being said on the show, right?
If they've seen what's on the show, they'll be blown away. Hopefully, will they? Anyway, the trolls control all they like. They don't like seeing flat Earth footage, and they don't like seeing flat Earth proof, and us getting the answers. And they don't like to see this compression because it really triggers them somehow. This is the third time we've had to restart, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, it's becoming more and more obvious how this stuff works as you're demonstrating. As you lower your angle, you get less of a viewing angle to the thing you're looking at, and it compresses. Now, ordinarily, like you've said on a few shows previously, they'd just take that footage and do a blink test over something that's 50 yards away and go, look, it's smaller. It's like, yeah, that's perspective. That's an angular size reduction because of the distance. And they go, well, where do you account for that? And they go, well, look, here we go. We work out the angular size, and then we move forward to figure out how big it is in feet and inches and use the actual size. So technically, we have actually looked at the angular size of it. It's like, yeah, but you're not calculating it based on its angular size. You're just extracting the actual size from that, just so it looks like you're doing it.
Exactly, and then try and work out how much of that angular size you would be able to see at a certain distance. So when they start doing those calculations, they'll realise that the bottom part of any distant photography will be compressed. And could be misconstrued as curvature.
Right, I'll see if we can get a few more people actually to fill up the Hangout from Skype. So if you're watching this and you've seen the link pop up in Skype and you have any intention of joining, can you join before I put the fourth link out? So we haven't got like 3 or 4 gaps for the trolls to overwhelm us. So yes, if you can join the link via Skype, and then I'll get the public link out. I'm a bit hesitant to get it out so quickly on this occasion after starting 3 new Hangouts.
Well, why don't you make a backup one now, and then we'll just watch out for the Plain Truth joining, because it was that sock account that was the one that sniped the last one.
Oh, was it the Plain Truth?
The Plain Truth, come on. Oh, man.
Travis. No,
Yeah,
okay, so there's an active Plain Truth sock now. Okay. Well, at least we know. Hey, Bay. Good to have you. The link's not public yet, so that won't be a troll, whoever it is.
Sorry, it's me. It's one of my other accounts. It's not.
That sounds a bit like... Was it David? Who was that?
It sounded like Mark.
Mark? Was it Mark?
Yeah, his microphone is horrible.
It's just got a duff mic.
Are you there, gentlemen?
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it is. It's Mark Doxey. Good to have you, Mark.
Yeah. Good man. Hello, everybody.
Hello, Mark. Long time no see.
What's up, Mark?
You logged in with the wrong account again.
I have, yes. Again? I've logged in with the wrong account, yes. You're quite right.
It's all good.
Back.
Other than your mic being terrible. Whatever your mic is, it's awful, Mark.
I'm not even using a mic. I think it sounds okay.
Yeah, you're fine. You're better without one, actually, Jose. Well, this Google Hangout admin is obviously riveting for the audience.
Yeah.
I had some things to say.
Yeah, go ahead, Arwin.
Yay. Yeah, about diffraction. We had a bit of a fight discussion, me and Nami, the other day about his ridiculous assumptions. But that aside, it just got me thinking about the whole thing. And there was, he was suggesting that, diffraction could bend individual particles, basically. But yeah, I've been thinking about it. No, it doesn't do that. It would disperse. It would slightly disperse it in all directions, all optics, so that eventually there will be obstruction just from light fading into all directions slightly, and that is probably what causes the limit to the line of sight, the obstruction. And if there's more moist in the air, then this obstruction will be thicker and probably closer by. See, so that may be actually diffraction, but not of the surface type, the typical heavy miraging effects that happens when you look past the surface, but on a molecular level causing obstruction. So diffraction may be on all ends of the most prominent visual distortions that we see, including the limit to our line of sight. What do you guys think?
A lovely story.
No, I don't know. I think that's pretty accurate. I mean, it's basically down to the narrowing of the viewing angle and the conditions combined. So I don't think you're wrong, Darwin.
Mm-hmm. But we have discussed, I've even showed it in my little model, about, you first have the slant zone, and that is apparently diffraction causing that. And then you have the fog basically at the end, which is as far as you can see. And I think that might also thus be caused by diffraction. It does fill the description. If there's enough air in between, eventually it will start to distort. It's just, when you don't think about it, it just seems normal because you're so used to it. But this kind of explains the effect. So it's another link in the chain of optical functions, basically.
So has anybody heard back from Scam Mandan whether or not he's going to debate us guys or what?
Whether he's going to do what, you say?
Well, I asked him if he would debate. He said he wouldn't, but I think we should put a little bit more pressure on this guy.
Debate.
Sorry. Who's Simon Dunn?
Scam Mandan.
I prefer no Simon Dan. There's no science in that guy.
Oh, fake Subman Dan.
That's the one.
Who?
Well, he seems to have all the answers, apparently, even though they're not very well put together and they're not really answering anything. But yeah, I mean, if he's welcome to come and join. We're here to be educated.
He gets his answers from his little globe.
Yeah, we'll sit down and wait for a very long time. He's not going to join. He's one of those that is not going to jump into the Shark Tank,
Nah, he's definitely not going to. He'll never join a debate. He's not old enough to have the experience to be able to survive.
Got Arwen's eyeball on a stick picture on.
Just to add back that picture. So in the picture, both the optical slant is apparently caused by diffraction, and thus the obstruction from lack of air clarity would also be caused by the same root, the same effect. So
when is Conspiracy Cats gonna dare to join and have another debate with, I don't know, Sleeping Warrior, maybe part 2? Now that he got more experience on, not really on debating, just putting videos with mathematics and explanations. I don't know. I would like to see that.
He's never going to join Conspiracy Cats now. He's got he's progressed now. He's become Simon Dan's best friend. It's like Sleeping Warrior who? Oh, what was that about gas pressure? I don't remember anything about gas pressure. I'm not going to go there.
So he have learned the techniques to avoid and obfuscate, eh?
No, he's just he's outgrown his abilities now because he's got more subs than what like any of us have got, really, apart from Nathan. He's not going to feel any urge to go in and try and defend himself. He'll just leave the contradiction unanswered and just hope that nobody ever notices it.
So you say he feels warmer because he get more pats in the back for his peers, you know?
Well, I think he just doesn't. I think he feels that he doesn't need to address it anymore.
Well, it seems like he's found his little niche, hasn't he? He's found his niche, which is putting funny videos together. And to be fair, he's pretty good at doing that. Even if we don't agree with his content, but you know, I mean, he's found his niche, he's got his market, he's got his subscribers, they'll be growing. I'm sure Simon Dan will be promoting him. So I'm sure that by Christmas, he's going to have at least 20,000 subs. So it's not like he really needs to try and push his narrative in this domain, because if he comes here and he gets destroyed, imagine everyone puts a video out about how he got destroyed. He's not going to do that. He's not going to try and ruin his reputation for doing that. Same as Simon Dan. Exactly the same, because they would get a new one ripped if they came in here.
Yeah, and he did his part. He already did the damage, and he came to this show, and he did some little attacks on Sleeping Warrior and Nathan. So he got the viewers, you know, he got you guys, subscribers, to go to his channel to see his stuff. He doesn't have to address it no more. Now he's taking on other channels like Dell, you know, he getting all his subscribers to go to him to see the attacks. That's his technique, you know. He go to the big channels, attack the big names, and then get the subscribers and move on and keep jumping around.
Oh, talking about Dell, by the way, have you seen Dell's hangout yesterday with Vegan Warrior on it?
Were we talking about Dell? Did I miss it?
No, we weren't. I don't know where that came from, Arwin.
Oh.
I think I heard someone say Dell.
I think I did just hear, literally in the last 30 seconds, someone mentioned Dell, so I think you're all right, Arwin.
Right.
So go on then. What did
I
he
just
say?
wanted to shout out. I thought it was an excellent interview. Yeah, he basically came on. They had a pretty long talk. It was really philosophical, but it was good. It was very good.
And I interrupted
And
the
he
conversation.
shouted me out.
Yeah, I interrupted. I jumped in for like 5 minutes. I chat with
Yeah, I
him,
remember
said
that.
shout outs, and then went out.
Yep.
So basically, Arwin, you've given him a shout out because he shouted you out. Is that what?
Also, because I thought it was a good show. Just because somebody's shouting me out is not good enough reason for me to always mention them. Because, yeah, for example, Patricia shouts me out pretty much every time.
Fair enough.
But
Massive
everyone
shout out to
shouts
Dell.
everyone out.
Thank you for shouting out Arwin. Shout him out some more, and the chances are you'll get some cross publicity.
Shout out to Arwin.
Big shout out to Arwin.
It's fun to get shout outs. The other day I went to the Marble. The Marble was like, ooh, the Marble level shout. And in the middle of the conversation, he said, Jose Gonzalez, what do you think? Should I stop the stream now? I was like, yeah, he shouted me.
Yeah.
What?
Well, anyway, Vegan Warrior and Medic, I don't know how you pronounce his name, but the guy with the Rasta head in it said they have good chemistry together, Vegan Warrior and Dell. That's a good thing.
You mean my dick? MIDI HC.
Oh shit. Ah, damn it! I didn't even see that.
Shout out to my dick.
Right.
Shout out to my dick.
Awesome name, man.
Shout out retracted.
Yeah, shout out retracted.
Nah, shout out not retracted. Big shout out to my dick.
I don't want to call.
Wouldn't that be a little shout out, Nathan?
That'd be a massive shout out.
A little shout out.
I don't give shout outs to my dick. Just to that person in chat right now.
Oh, we have a lot of lols.
At the expense of the ballers, usually. So where's all this evidence, this preponderance of evidence, this whole body of science? Where is it? Not seeing very much of it.
It's chained up
Shout
in the
out,
basement
shout out to
somewhere.
Globe Evidence. Shout out to Globe Proof.
Shout out
Wherever
retracted.
wherever you may be.
Yeah,
Shout
what
out to
globe
Trent.
proof? What globe evidence? What are you talking about?
Shout out to the curvature.
Oh yeah, shout out to curvature, absolutely.
Oh, got the plain truth. Someone get him in the back chat, quick. Got plain truth in the back chat.
What? What are
Kick
you
him,
talking
kick him.
about? There's nobody there.
I hope Arwin's paying attention because I'm too busy killing people.
Well, you're all going to
Hang
get
on, wait.
sniped then. That's going to be the
Are
end of the
you
show
on your
if no one's
game
paying
again?
attention.
Yeah.
You're all going to get sniped.
Do anything other than that.
Well, to be honest, I mean, look at it this way: there are no ballers to come in to present any evidence anymore. All we've got to do is deal with the trolls, and Arwin's here to deal with the trolls, and Nathan keeps his eye on it too. And I mean, I know there's not very much of a show at the minute, but there's not a lot of evidence for a ball either. You can't make something up out of nowhere.
Nonsense.
There's no evidence for a ball.
I'm in.
Hey, Ginger.
Ginger.
Hello.
So
Hello.
you got 3 hobbies, Riley. 3 hobbies.
music.
The flatter debate.
Hold on.
Music freak.
No way.
How's it, guys?
Ah.
It's going good. Music.
Sorry for interrupting you. Continue. Jorge.
Sorry. So Sleeping Warrior have 3 hobbies. He joined the flatter debates. He play Command and Conquer and eat ice cream.
Yeah.
What?
As
You
far as
broke
it
up
goes.
with that last.
Yeah.
I think he said he ate all the ice cream.
Oh.
Me and Alan were eating all the ice creams.
So, right, okay, so what can we do for your music? Side of the debate are you on?
Hey, Earth Flattener.
Hello, place holding. Hi.
Hello, good to have you. Almost a full panel. Is that a full panel? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hooray! Might survive the break without having to start a new hangout. Hooray.
So, Music Freak, I don't think I've ever seen him in the...
Yeah.
Oh, he's been here.
Right,
He's good people.
Ranty, I've seen you here plenty of times. What you talking about? This is like my fifth time on the call.
Yeah.
Oh, right, no, I said I can't recall you being in.
I still tuned you yesterday.
That was yesterday, mate. I've slept since then.
Come to think of it, same year.
Oh, by the way, and I just wanted to say to everybody in the chat right now, because we've got 270 watching, when Nathan does end this stream, which will be very soon, I should imagine, there will be a new stream starting within the next 5 or 10 minutes. So check
Ooh,
back.
we got a third one.
So check back, and you'll see another hour of this, and let's see if we can break the 300.
We've never broken 300. I don't know how close we got. I think that's as high as we've ever got, 270. So this is like the most viewed show, or equal to the most viewed show we've had today. That's pretty
And
good,
there's
isn't
no
it?
evidence for a sphere. It's great, isn't it? And you most of you got to get you guys watching think that we live on a sphere.
Maybe we can debate gravity again.
No.
No. How about we do,
That
how
would
about
play
we do
some
the
people.
container? I would like to, or the Molten 9 core. Let's do some of that.
Well, we'll do housekeeping again at the beginning of the next show.
Yeah, okay. And rather than skipping through it, I would actually like to go through it and why we actually believe there's no science for any of that.
It's not science. The word is evidence or proof, not just science.
Well,
science is a bit of a vague word.
No, it's not. It's
It is
actually
because
really,
what they call
really
science isn't science. That's what makes it vague.
Ah, you mean they've diluted science? The bloggers.
Yeah.
That's different. Science is very specific. What they call science is just not science.
Adding water to the wine.
Diluting it, yeah, exactly. Diluting the meaning of science, because science proves things. And that's very useful. If you can tell people that it's science, then they instinctively think that it's proven. And it's not. When it's pseudoscience or it's models, it's not scientifically proven. They just say it's science to give it a bit of strength because it's bollocks. It's not true. We don't live on a sphere. We're not spinning. We're not in space. It's all nonsense. But if you say science says, people suddenly think that science is this guy with a mouth and a white coat that says things that are true.
Rumpus.
Yeah. The body of science. No. Science doesn't have a body, doesn't have a conscience, it's not sentient, it's not...
Body of science compels you.
The body of science compels you, exactly. I think with that, I'll probably say first and foremost a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of the debating panel and the trolls, of course. Thank you very much for joining. All are welcome. And of course, a massive thank you to all of the live audience for tuning in and hopefully sharing this debate. If you hated the show, then you know exactly what to do. But if you liked it, maybe consider sharing it with a friend or subscribing if you've not done so already. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!